We're well into 2022 and we don't have an official Formula 1 simulator yet. Luckily for us, Automobilista 2 has just released a free 2022 Formula 1 car along with an overhauled advanced DRS system to capture all the energy of this year's F1 season. This has all the makings of the potential best 2022 F1 simulator on the market. Let's dive in and see whether it lives up to expectations. Welcome back to AMS2 as we're here to test out their brand new free car, the Formula 1 2022, though I believe they call it the Formula Ultimate Gen 2. Whatever it is, it's their interpretation of the 2022 rule-set Formula 1 car, making AMS2 one of the only sims in existence, one of only two that actually models the new car. And we appear to be here in auto pit stop mode, because I'm an arcade boy now. I've played too much Gran Turismo 7, it seems. And I'm very keen to go back to AMS2 and see what it feels like after, I think, a year of absence now. So, let's try this car out here at Spielberg. We're going to do a 2 or 3 lap qualifying session, followed by a 6 lap race. So nice, short and sweet, bit of a weather change. Just going to get that whole AMS2 experience. Ooh, spicy. Man, those brakes work. The throttle works as well, so of course we've got TC and ABS both off. I'm actually feeling the vibration motors in my FANATEC V3 pedals for the first time ever. It's kind of amazing here, to be honest. Yep, that's vibrating. So every time I lose the rear or I spin up the rears, I can feel my throttle vibrating, which is something I didn't realize I needed until I got these. What does this thing feel like? I'll let you know now that our outlap is concluding. I'm going to set this thing to attack mode? Quali mode, there we go. So one thing you've noticed they've changed in AMS2 is their ERS mode. Alright, DRS deployed. ERS actually comes in separate modes now, where the game intelligently manages for you the battery consumption, bam, depending on the mode that you set it to. I'm of course in quali mode, sucking the crap out of that battery to get as quick a lap time as I can. Oh, and overshooting T2. Not the way I'd recommend doing it, but it's, okay, so how's the car feel? You know, out of the two versions I've driven now, the Assetto Corsa one, at the grace of Race Sim Studio and the AMS2 version, I had a strong feeling the AMS2 one would be my preference based on the Madness Engine physics model. Generally speaking, agrees with me a lot more than the original Assetto Corsa one, and, you know, it's not disappointing so far. It feels flexible, it feels rubbery, I can feel the aero kick in, but I can push the car on the limit as well. And one thing I'm noticing is the curbs are sucking me out. Oh my god. Oh, that's crazy. Let's try that again. Okay, now that we've done that successfully, here's our proper qualifying lap. I'm gonna try and pay a bit more attention this time, actually kick in the DRS when I should. I can't believe this track has 3 bloody DRS zones. That's a lot to pay attention to while trying to talk. Alright, we got it. Now we've got a chance, got a few seconds. The curb behaviors are vastly improved in AMS2 for some reason. I remember one of the main things I noticed that was preferable, I would say, in rFactor 2 when AMS2 first came out was that the big ripples in rFactor would suck the car out, it would trap the wheel because the physics tick rate was so high in rFactor over 2000 a second that every single ripple got ratified by the physics engine, and then you would just get sucked out the moment you went onto rippled curbing. And now, I'm happy to report that actually happens in AMS2. So when you go onto that green curbing past the red and white, it just wants to obliterate you completely. So you have to be a lot more careful in how you drive, you know, much closer to real life. We've got one more qualifying lap. I'm second. You know, every lap is more enjoyable, and I would say that rather than comparing this to AC and its version of the 2022 car, I would say the only real competition to this that I've driven is the F1 car, the Mercedes F1 car in iRacing. And I suppose if the question comes up, like which one do I prefer under immediate first impressions? Probably the iRacing one, but I would say that this is a bloody close second. I mean, this is a level of quality I wasn't really expecting to get out of AMS2. after booting it up for the first time in what feels like a year, but it's good to see that all that work that Razer have put in is finally paying off. So can we cut it? DRS, come on, last bit of battery. Oh no, we're fourth for the race. Let's see what it's like against the AI. So I don't want to speak too soon, but it appears like I may have gotten the AI difficulty just right as we're about to launch, and lights out and away they go. How's the launch? Not bad, actually. I appear to launch better in this game than in AC, which is always a good start. Please don't crash, please don't crash. So, absolutely no proximity indicators. I let a couple of cars through there, which kind of sucks. I'm gonna go back to balanced mode. We're gonna bide our time. We've got 6 laps to make this work. And we've got a little bit of light rain scheduled towards the end of the race. It's gonna make things very spicy and exciting for us. I think DRS is disabled for what, 2-3 laps? And then hopefully we'll be able to start gaining some positions. I'm gonna calibrate myself to true 2022 F1 mode. Push to pass. What's with that whole skill thing? Don't need that, we just need the button. I kid, of course, as I'm barely just struggling to even keep up with these cars. So one thing I'm noticing with the AI is that there is variable performance already. Around certain corners, they completely obliterate you. Around others, you will catch them quite easily. Oh, those curb sucking effects, so good. One thing I've got to say, doing T1 in AMS2 after driving Gran Turismo for what feels like 2 months now is so much better. I'm able to actually push. I'm able to actually have a sense that the car's going to grip on the corner exit. And I'm going to be able to actually make it out rather than just... Man, it really just wants to spin out in that corner, and the way that it handles T1 and T2 to me is so much better than Assetto Corsa, and of course, than Gran Turismo 7's current physics model, because you can lean on the car like you can in real life. I mean, not that I've ever driven a Formula 1, but certainly every other car I've ever driven, you can lean on, and AMS2 gives you that sensation. It's one of the few sims like R-Factor 2, like iRacing, we can really lean on the tires. And you get that sensation, you get that symbiosis of yourself and the car as you drive horribly and try and struggle to keep up with... Don't get sucked out wide. Come on, some DRS, please. I can see the weather changing. I'm gonna have a rough couple of laps unless I get some DRS soon. All right, I'm gonna go to attack mode. Let me give myself some extra battery juice, see if I can dive on the inside here. The AI notoriously better on the brakes through T2 than I am. Oh, maybe? Ermin, yes! I did it! I did it! 2 positions in 1 turn! Yes! Alright! Oh, come on. No, Ermin, no! Maybe after a couple more laps, I'll be closer to my hero, Alex Albon, in his fearsome Williams, and his mighty performance at the Australian GP. Now, as it rains, you'll notice one of the cool things about the Madness engine, which we explored all the way back when I did my 24 Hours of Daytona race, is that my tires are about to start getting cold. And that's going to be a really bad thing now that I have DRS. Yes, thank you. Can I dive on the inside? Can I dive? I guess I have to. Again? All right, here we go. Quali mode. Come on, deploy, deploy, deploy. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. We're going to make this happen. True 2022 style. Yes! Bring it back down. Oh, overdid it, overdid it. It's getting, oh, the ground's getting slick. So one thing that you can say about AMS and the way that it renders all of this is that it's dynamic. Things are constantly changing. Like your tires are wearing, currently my tires are just freezing. Oh man, I can feel that. And, oh, here we go. That's what I didn't want to see. You can already see the drying line forming. Now, the real question is, how hard can I lean on these tires? The AI seems to just be cruising on through here, but I feel like I don't have that level of grip. So I'm not really sure how well this is going to go for me. Such a fun track though, Spielberg. Oh, okay, apparently I do have a lot more grip than I thought. Maybe don't be as aggressive with the weather changes as I am unless you plan for a longer race. Is this the best version of the 2022 car in sim racing currently? I mean, hell yes, because there's just nothing else that competes with this. Race Sim Studio, of course, do an amazing job in AC, but I think that engine has, you know, it's seen its best days. Jeez. No, this isn't the finish that I wanted. All right, I need to be, I think, less overzealous on programming weather changes here. With the Codemasters game remaining unreleased, with the 2022 version of the Mercedes F1 yet to come to iRacing, this is pretty much your de facto Formula 1 racing simulator until all of that takes place. And that's pretty exciting because AMS2, under the right circumstances it appears, can still be a very, very fun game to drive in. I say as I apparently have one more lap left to run. My tires are essentially icicles right now, so it's one of the reasons I'm overslowing and just trying to finesse it back over the line, as I just realized that I've managed to somehow sink my way all the way to the end of the field after qualifying in 4th. That's what we call an inverse Albon. Definitely, if I'm to criticize anything, well, you know, the limit behavior is still a little bit weird. You can still overpush the cars. What should be a scrub ends up being something you can kind of just turn your way through. But the other one is also the fact that as the conditions are changing and I'm finding it impossible to drive, the AI are just cruising on through like nothing is happening. So, you know, as fun and immersive as it is, it's a little bit strange at times too. So bear in mind, you know, it is still the Madness engine. It is still AMS2. Under the right conditions, under the right circumstances, it can be some hella good fun. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. Make sure to grab yourself something. Grab yourself some sick FANATEC gear if you like. This Formula 1 rim, this glorious GTDD Pro that I've been using to play Gran Turismo with, or the V3 pedals that have been rumbling under my feet for this entire lap. Let me know what you think down below. What other F1 content do you want to see on this channel? Until next time, I'll see you all later.